have an intentional-based show. And before every single show for 23 years, I had a pre-show meeting and a post-show meeting where we talked about what is the intention of this show. What do we want to do? What do we want at the end of the show for people to respond to feel, to react to know? And that actually changed the way I did television. I remember the first time I went into the green room before a show and asked a young woman who had lost her daughter to sexual abuse, harassment, and battering by her boyfriend. And I said to her, please tell me what your intention is. And she said, well, my intention is I'm here because your producer is asking me to be here. I said, yes, but what is the real reason you said yes? What do you intend to happen here? And she said, my intention is to let people know that my daughter's life was bigger than her death. Because everywhere I go, people only ask me about the death, how she was murdered. But my daughter had a real life. She was real to us. She was loved. And she loved us. And I want people to know that she was loved. And I said, okay, I'm clear about that. That's your intention. Well, my intention is to use your daughter's life. To, in a word, exploit for the good your daughter's life. So that everybody watching this show will understand not only that your daughter was loved and that she lived a full life, but any young girl who is being battered or abused in any way will see herself in your daughter's life. That show was the first show that I actually won an Emmy for, where we locked and synchronized our intentions. It changed the way I operated the show, my businesses, my own personal life. Living with intention. And the thing that excites me the most about In Street is that you are an intentional-based organization to not just help and heal and get women to recover, but your intention is literally to transform their lives. To transform. Today we've heard from Linda and Lolita, who speak for hundreds of other women whose lives have been transformed as they were able to transcend their past, to step out of the history, to step out of the shame, to step out of the confusion and the chaos and the drugs and the sense of unworthiness, and to reclaim themselves as rightful women people in the world. Thank you, In Street, for transforming with intention, and also understanding another principle that I learned during the many years of the Oprah show. You know that after every show, I started to notice this around the late 80s, that after every show, it didn't matter who the guest was, they would whisper to me at the end, "Was that okay? Did you get that?" And I would wait. I would just I'd start waiting to see what form would it take. It didn't matter. Senator Obama, is that good? Beyonce and all her Beyonce-ness said to me, after handing me the mic and teaching me how to twerk, she said, "Is that all right?" I said, "Yeah." All right. I interviewed people who killed their children. I interviewed people who were behind bars. I interviewed people who were abused and people who did the abusing. And after every single interview, in one form or another, they would say, "Was that all right? Did you hear me? Was that okay? Was that enough? And when I started to realize that there is a thread that goes through all of our questioning of ourselves as human beings, we all want to know this one thing. Did you hear me? Do you see me? Do you? Did you hear me, and did what I say mean anything to you? So when I started to get that, and that's what everybody is looking for. Every single person that you encounter, every argument that you ever have with your wife, with your friends, with your children, it's never about the thing that you think it's about. It's always about, but did you hear me? Are you hearing me? Can you feel that what I'm saying to you means something? And what I love about In Street, and everything that Shorter had to say up here today, and everything that happens in every center of In Street, is that every staff member understands that principle. Every worker understands that principle, that women who come to the door, to the front door, want to be seen, they want to be heard, and they want to know their lives matter. Their lives matter. And I'm here to tell you, not only does your life matter, but the circle that is formed when a woman comes to the door with a service worker who helps them to begin to see the best of themselves is an unbroken circle of life that we were all born to form. We are all here to serve. We're here to serve ourselves first, to honor the calling, the reason why we came. And one of the reasons why I've been able to be so successful in the world and so blessed in the world, and by success, I don't mean money, although that's very nice. Money is really okay. By success, I mean being able to stand in the truth of yourself and use who you are in service to yourself, your family, and your community in a way that brings meaning to your life and to others. By success, I mean being able to do that and have a sense of contentment and joyfulness when you do it. So, what I know for sure is that what Dr. King said years ago, one of my favorite quotes is, not everybody can be famous, he says. He went around for the selfie, but that's okay. I often think, Dr. King, what would you say? But he said, not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great. Because greatness is determined by service. So thank you, In Street, for your service, for meeting women exactly where they are, which is the key to anything in life, you know. Able to accept a person exactly where they are and meet them there on their own ground. And then if you want to help them to rise, as Lanita said, make suggestions for how that can happen, but I first got to meet you exactly where you are in order to serve. Thank you, amen. Bravo and congratulations to the In Street team for the service that you have brought, not only to the lives of every woman who showed up at the door and you met them where they are, but how that service in the law of physics, the third law of motion, comes back to also serve you. We are who we are in the world based upon how we're willing to truly treat other people. and how we are willing to see other people as ourselves. I've known this my whole life, but my friend and mentor and mother figure, Maya Angelou, helped me to see it so well. When years ago, I said to her, Maya, oh, my school, you know, I have a school in South Africa, and I have hundreds of girls in school, and now hundreds of girls in college. And I said to Maya at one point, I said, this school will be my greatest legacy. And Maya said, you have no idea. What your legacy will be. And I actually tried to talk back. I said, no, I don't think so. And you know what that can get you, don't you? She said, I said you have no idea what your legacy will be. And I share her words with you. Your legacy, she said to me, is every life you touch. Every life you touch. Every life you touch. Every person who's ever watched the show and made a decision that I'm going to leave my abusive husband, or I'm going to go back to school, or I'm going to speak out about my abuse as a child, or I'm going to change the way I do things in the world. She said, that is your legacy. And for everyone in this room, every life that you touch is your legacy. Every life that you touch leaves a heartprint, good or bad, a heartprint, an impression that you were there, and this is what you had to say, and this is how you were heard, and this is how you were seen. I thank you, N Street, for seeing and hearing and knowing that every life matters, every woman matters. And Gloria Mayfield Banks, listen, you said fill out the form. I filled out the form. And I'm pledging today $1 million.
Wow, $1 million. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Congratulations, Erin. Thank you.